Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Social Bee podcast. And today I want to touch on a subject that is to do with LinkedIn, but it's not actually about your LinkedIn personal profile. So today I wanted to talk to you about why I think you should have a company page on LinkedIn. Now, if you are just getting started with LinkedIn, and go back to episode 81, where I talk about why you should use LinkedIn for your business and all about your personal profile on that episode. Then come back here and we'll talk about company pages. So if you are using LinkedIn, you will know when you log in as a user, so when I log in as Louise Brogan, I'm looking at my news feed. And if I view my profile, that is my personal profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, unlike the other social media platforms, is a more professional platform. So it's not a place where people talk about stuff that they were doing with their kids that day, or what they were meeting somebody for coffee and they talked about, their holiday plans. That kind of stuff has no place really on LinkedIn, in my opinion. Other people may say differently. But your personal profile is really where you want to spark discussion about things that interest your network, things to do with the area of your expertise, maybe what's happening in the news, maybe an event or a workshop that you're running, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of content you want to be creating for LinkedIn. If you want help with creating your content strategy for LinkedIn, do get in touch with me. I offer 1-hour strategy sessions where we can plan out your content strategy so that you can actually use LinkedIn and get leverage from it. And more importantly, make more money in your business and get more clients from using LinkedIn. So that's just as a little aside. Pop over to socialbni.com and click on the Work With Me tab and you can book in one of those sessions with me. So why do you need a company page then as well? What is the point? What is the difference between your company page and your personal profile? So your personal profile, where you share who you help, what you do, you showcase your knowledge and your experience. But your company page is really representing your company. For example, so I'm Louise Brogan in my personal profile and my company page is Social BNI. What do I put on the company page and why is it different? So the number one reason I think you should have a company page on LinkedIn is, and if you're a solo entrepreneur, this is, when you go to your personal profile and click down onto the experience section and it says where you're currently working, if you have a company page, that will pull across your company logo into that section of your experience. And if you want to see that in action, go and look at my profile, Louise Brogan, scroll down and see the bit where it says I work at Social BNI. And on the left-hand side, you'll see the little Social BNI logo. If I didn't have a company page, that would be a little square grey box with a little white building in it to signify a business or a company, but it wouldn't have the logo. So you can't insert the logo into your personal profile without the company page. So that's number one reason to have a company page. But the second is it raises your credibility online. Google is very favorable towards LinkedIn accounts, including company pages. So if someone's Googling your business, you want your company page to show up as well as your personal profile. Google really, really likes LinkedIn. And I think it's because there's so much content on the LinkedIn platform that it's easy pickings for a search engine to go off and find content or a subject matter on that platform. And we want to appear in those results. We're raising our brand awareness because on the company page, you have the opportunity to write more about what your company does and who it helps. And in here, you want to think carefully about the keywords that people are searching for that's going to lead them to work with you. Okay? So the next reason to have your company page is that it creates a hub for your content that you produce. So your content may be your podcast, it may be your blog, it may be videos that you create. These are all pieces of content that you can share on your company page, as well as your own website, as well as on YouTube. Okay? So you can upload articles, videos, links to your podcast. You could write content that would be posted about news in the company. If you have employees, it could be content about your employees. You could be answering questions about your industry on there. Whenever people want to see what kind of business you are, by going and looking at your company page, they can get a good feel for that. If you are moving down the road of recruiting staff and getting employees, also, that's a brilliant way for them to check out what kind of company is this actually that they are applying to work with. Okay, so if I had an interview with your business, I would go and check out your company page and I would see what kind of events you'd been running recently, what was the ethos of the business, other employees who work at your business. I would be attached to that company page. So if I click on the company page, it'll say how many employees who work here are on LinkedIn. And then you can go off and find those people and see what kind of people are working there. And do they seem to be part of the community of the business and of the company? So as a solopreneur, I do outsource a lot of work, including my podcast editing, my show notes writing, and I love collaborating with other entrepreneurs. I have Social Media Bootcamp Belfast coming up in October with Ashley Watson. I'm doing a masterclass on money and LinkedIn. Not together. The day, there's Carmel Siri, who has been on the podcast. We'll be talking about money and management accountant and how to really figure out what is working in your business that you are making money at, and where really looking at you should be spending more time in your business. And I will be looking at how to use LinkedIn to raise the profile of your business. So it's a really nice collaboration, I believe. It is kind of about money and LinkedIn at the end of the day, but Carmel will be talking about money, I'll be talking about LinkedIn. But that's just another example of an event. So if people were on my company page, they could see the kind of people that I work with, that I collaborate with, and the kind of events we put on as well. People can have a look at my company page and see if they think we are a good fit for working together. So those are a couple of reasons why you need a company page. But what about how you actually use that company page? So one of the things about LinkedIn company pages as well is that it's the only way to run adverts on LinkedIn as I record this. So what I mean by that, if you are posting posts on your company page, you get the opportunity then to sponsor them. And when you go to the company page, it's really nice when you look at it from the admin point of view. You've got who posted the update, when it was posted, and then the option to sponsor now across the top. And also, it shows you all the analytics of your posts. So you can see how many visitors you've had in the last 30 days, how many people clicked your buttons, how many post impressions you have, and how many followers you have. So I currently have about 84 followers on my company page, and that will be growing. If you want to go and follow my page, it's Social BNI on LinkedIn. Please do come and follow and engage with me on there. You also get to have hashtags that you associate with your page, so community hashtags. So mine are LinkedIn profiles, LinkedIn strategy, and LinkedIn training. And then any groups that you are part of, you can feature those on your company page as well. Okay. So I hope that you are interested enough to go and create a company page. Remember, you want to have that little logo in your personal profile as a result of the company page. I would say posting on it regularly, so whether that is once or twice a week. If you are a solo entrepreneur, I would say that's fine. If you are a larger business, then I would think you'd be posting on it pretty regularly, and you'd be inviting your staff to share that content out into their network as well. So it's not enough just to have those people attached to your page. You really want them to share out the content, because then you're really reaching a much wider audience. And if you make that part of your company strategy, then make sure that your staff are trained in how to use LinkedIn. And when they're sharing those company updates into their own business network, that they actually write something about the post, to explain why they're sharing it out into their own network as well. Because a lot of the time people will create a personal profile on LinkedIn. Hopefully they will attach themselves to your company page as an employee, but they don't really take it any further than that. So it's a really big missed opportunity, I think, to get out in front of a much wider audience. So if you would like help in setting up your company page, or you have any questions about it, do get in touch with me. It's louise@socialbni.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from you and add you to my network, and vice versa. And any questions you may have, you can ask me on there as well. Okay, short episode this week, guys. It's still the school summer holidays, and we'll be getting back to normal, lengthier episodes when the children go back to school. So have a great summer. It's pouring with rain here in Northern Ireland, but what's new, really? What's new? We're supposed to be having a sleepover in the tent this evening. I don't think that's going to happen. Hope it's better weather where you are, and I'll speak to you next week. Thanks, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Social Bee podcast. Come and join us over at www.socialbni.com, and let's start creating a buzz about your business. And if you like what you hear, please pop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.